Hey everyone, this is Music Tech Help Guy, and welcome to another episode of Free Plugin Weekly. Last week, I checked out the Max 1 compressor from Beatskillz, and this week I'm checking out the BeatFactory drums instrument, also from Beatskillz. I'll leave a link to their website in the video description below. BeatFactory drums is a pretty basic, kind of sort of MPC style drum sample instrument, and it comes with 10 preset drum kits. So this is a nice free drum kit if you just want to add some additional sounds to your arsenal. And like I said, it's pretty basic. It's not too complicated. You can't load in your own sounds, but there's some pretty decent sounds in here. There's an 808 kit, an 80s kit, some dubstep kits, some hip-hop kits, an Indian kit, 2 sample kits, and a trap kit. Let's listen to something I did with the trap kit. Yeah, so not half bad. It follows the GM drum kit, so your kick drum starts on C1. With each kit, you have independent volume and pan control over each sample. And there's a global envelope, so you can adjust the attack time, decay time, sustain, and release time globally for all of the sounds in the instrument. There's a global pan control, so you can adjust where it lies in the stereo field left and right. There's a global reverb control, so this adds reverb to everything, and then a global volume control as well. So let's check out a couple of these kits. Here's the 808 kit. What's nice is most of these kits have 2 kicks, 2 snares, an assortment of hi-hats and cymbals, and some percussive and sample effects as well. Let's check out the 80s kit. And one thing to note is that none of the samples in BeatFactory are one-shots, so you have to click and hold down the key to get the full sample length, unless you're intentionally trying to make it a short sample. So when you go in and you edit your MIDI data, you just have to make sure that you drag out the length of each MIDI note if you want to hear the full sample. Let's check out this dubstep kit here. Check out the first one. I think this one's got some crazy samples in it. Yeah. Now, I used the trap kit to write this little beat here. Let's give this a listen again. So yeah, it sounds a bit better with a little bit of reverb in there. So I can't really complain too much because this is a free instrument, but one criticism is that pretty much all of the samples in the kit are normalized to 0.0. So they're all basically like one tiny little step away from clipping. So if you add any effects to the channel, you end up clipping anyway. So I always find myself pulling down the volume level here, the global volume control within the plugin. There's also some cool sampled hits in the Sample Hits 1 and Sample Hits 2 presets. I use these as sort of like a chord progression for my beat. Now these, I sort of like figured them out on the piano, and they are more or less like in the key of B flat. My song, or at least the bass and the sub bass that's in my other beat, is in the key of A, so all I did is I used Logic's Pitch Shifter plugin to shift these down a half step. And then I used the Valhalla Shimmer plugin to really add some nice ambience. And then I used one of the cymbal swell samples from another kit to build a transition from this intro into the main beat. And the intro beat is basically just a filtered version of the main beat without the hi-hats. So it only took me about 15 minutes to create a rough beat with BeatFactory drums. So it's a really cool, really basic Simple, free drum kit. It's worth downloading, if anything, just to pull some of the samples out of it and use it in your material. Even if you don't use the entire drum kit, some of the samples are pretty cool sounding, so it's worth downloading and playing around with. So I'll leave you with this musical example I created in about 15 or 20 minutes, just using Beat Factory as well as one stock instrument from Logic.